Live. Let's see, mic check. We should be good there. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday before Thanksgiving, actually, if you're in the US or are celebrating anywhere else. We got Tectonics first in the house. What's up? We got Staying Till on 7. Coalition Gaming Chris. Turkey time is around the corner indeed. What up, Nemus Dark? What up, KL130? Black Square Gaming, Cammy Hudson, Food Coma incoming, Gaming with DC. Does anyone know the best Ethernet for gaming? I mean, I think, what is it? I'm thinking monoprice Cat. Yeah, Cat 6 cable, just standard. You don't need like any of the Cat 6A, Cat 6E, or whatever the heck. Those aren't even, I don't believe those are even official standards. Cat 6 is like the official standard. And I think there are manufacturers or companies that try to make like their cables sound better, like it's better than Cat 6, but if you should be good with Cat 6. But yeah, and how much length affects the ping, I don't know at what. I know if, like when you look at charts for different speeds and for the different standards, I think the 100 meters is what they typically report the speeds in, but I don't know what the drop off is once you start going beyond that to like 150 or 200. I mean, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any cables that are longer than that, rather. But yeah, you would have, like, asking me would be me going to Google to find the answer to give to you. So unless we have some like more like network engineers or just people who work in that field that could chip in, I think a Google search or a YouTube video quickly looking it up would be the best bet. What up, Rob? And yeah, what up, Jerry? We got username. Wait, username. I'm not sure what those random letters are. Reluctant Hero. What's up? What's up, Firestorm? Big Country. What up, Robert Fixit? Chancellor. Droptimus. We got Walmart Lotion in the house. What's up, Ryan? Would I run an AliExpress mobile for your main rig? Yeah, I totally would. I mean, I've seen enough. I haven't heard anything that like, oh, long-term AliExpress motherboards like die early or anything like that. So yeah, I would totally run one. I might actually do that because I did buy, I think, let me go grab it. I talked about this previously. I haven't fully fleshed out the build, but I bought a board that I will likely be using for myself personally. We looked at it before on the stream, but yeah, it's a Jinyu board. It's the B650i Night Devil board. This is like the only ITX B650 board that's like, I think this was 120. I don't remember what coupons or anything that I applied to it. I haven't even opened it yet, actually. I figured that it's gonna stay pretty stagnant at that price because B650s or just like AM5 motherboards are kind of just in demand. But all right, let's look at the focus test. Oh yeah, can you guys tell what camera is being used right now? Could you tell if it was the Sony cam that I've been using or the OBS bot cam? But yeah, so here's the board. So this is considered an AliExpress motherboard. It's a little bit more quote-unquote premium because it is ITX and it's you know, it's a B650, I guess, and not a like A620. But yeah. The background gives it away in a good or a bad way. I think it's easier, it's clearer, right? In the background with the OBS bot, it doesn't have like the bokeh effect or like the blur. The face does? No. I mean, we mentioned it before in the previous stream. I mean, you're talking about a robot that has a tiny, like, where the lens is, it's the size of, I don't even, it's even smaller than a GoPro. It's like this big. Yes, it is. It is actually almost the exact size of this. So this is like the full camera of the OBS bot, right? And this is what I was using before, which has like, you know, not only the body, but like a full-length lens that is larger than the size of the OBS bot, which is about this size right here. So it's not surprising that the image quality is not as good, but is it good enough is the question. Plus, there's also this if we choose to use it or not, right? So, but the autofocus is also really nice. I'm liking the autofocus at least. I bought, so wait, staying 207, which AliExpress board did you buy? Which chipset and platform? You bought one, but it's not reporting all the temp sensors. Which temp sensors are you looking for that's missing, is the question, I guess. What up, Shauner? Working on listing some PCs finally. Where's your go-to? I have a video coming up, actually selling on Jawa versus OfferUp versus Facebook Marketplace. And the results were kind of as expected, but also a little bit surprising. But I'm still editing that video. Are RX 6600 good value right now? I would say so. I would say mostly in the used market is really good value. I mean, let me see. What are they going for on Amazon? Amazon, we're looking at 200. So, if you're looking for new parts, I don't see, there's not much in the realm of $200. Your only competitor here really would be Intel's ARC cards, and I don't know how comfortable people are with those. But like, what Nvidia card is even around $200 right now? Yeah, 3060s are still going for like, so it's such a big gap. You got your $160 RTX 3050s, and then you've got $280 3060s. If we're talking new anyways. Used, you can get these, you know, down from 208 new for RX 6600s. Used, these are like 150, which is even, I think, good value. 150 for being able to play pretty much anything at 1080p. Not sure if you can expect much more than that for, you know, that level of budget. I have one listed, talking about Ghosted. Yeah, that's one of the talking points in my video coming up, comparing Jawa, OfferUp, and Facebook. It's so funny, within the first day of my listings being up, I got lowballed and trade offers, like, right off the bat. And then, one person ghosted me, stopped responding out of nowhere. I would say, though, Facebook Marketplace got the most responses. It's kind of hard to tell on Jawa because once you buy, like on Jawa, it's just if they want it, they can buy it and that's it. No communication is even needed. So it did get a lot of favorited and like put in carts though. Like it had a lot of watchers. But in terms of like communication, I didn't get any messages because I guess people didn't have any questions about it. But you got ghosted 8 times. But it's a $200 build. So you're going to be looking at the people who probably aren't as committed, I feel. Like, the more expensive something is, I think the more committed a person is to, like, buying it and serious about it, you know? Damien says, hey, how's it going? You pick up anything interesting? I have not picked up anything interesting yet. I do need to pick up some stuff very soon. And that hopefully we'll be doing that today, as well as going over any deals that you guys have either found, bought, or think could be interesting. But yeah, what would be a good AMD upgrade if you have a 2070 now? I think like a 6800, 6800 XT, around that range would be a pretty sizable upgrade from a 2070. You bought a, okay, so you did buy a Jinyu Intel motherboard. No VRM temperatures. I'm trying to think. Let me take a look at my hardware info real quick. Yeah, I don't. That's not something you could readily look up ahead of time. I don't think. Oh, maybe temperatures. Yeah, so I have a Z690i ultralight gigabyte board. Yeah, so this one has the VRMs, mainboard temperatures, vicinity of the PCIe slots. How many temperature sensors do they have on the motherboard? Like for my Z690i board, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reported temperatures. Though this also you have to take with a grain of salt, because I don't think hardware info or hardware monitor and all those, they're perfect with regards to what they're picking up. Sometimes they give you a name or a label to that sensor and it's not actually accurate. So there's not a real easy way to check unless you actually have, you know, physical sensors you can put on yourself to test. But I mean, sometimes you just gotta take the info, you know, with a grain of salt. I'm going to pick up top 2 arcs when they come out. You're talking about if we get the announcement in the next month, like people are kind of expecting for Battlemage. Have you, so for my video shiner, the build I listed on all 3 platforms, OfferUp, Facebook, and Jawa. And on the Jawa, I just upped it by that 12% fee. Do you, like, have you done that? Or do you sometimes just, like, don't even list on Jawa unless you're, like, really desperate to sell it? Hey Danny, is a Dell Optiplex 5000 small form factor a good starting point for a gaming PC? I never think, to me, small form factor, unless it's like a micro ATX equivalent tower. But if you're talking about a slim tower or a small form factor that pretty much is limited in what with graphics card and you know, standard ATX power supplies, I would not get an SFF if possible. It's a good starting point if you are like literally have, you know, less than 200 bucks, but then you're gonna be limited to what graphics cards and power supplies and upgrades you can do to it. But let me see, Optiplex 5000, small form. Yeah, if you're talking about any of these slim towers, I would say it's worth spending another 50 or 100 bucks. I don't know how much you're talking about here, right? Well, if it's the 5000, what hardware does it come with? This is like current gen stuff. Yeah, so you're probably not gonna be able to find these for cheap. Are these 12th gen? I don't know off the top of my head all the like Dell Optiplex series, but assuming just based on what I'm seeing here, yeah, every Optiplex 5000 series looks to be modern with you know, last couple of generation of Intel parts. That means it's not going to be cheap compared to like Optiplexes from 10 years ago, which we loved building budget PCs with. Yeah, for how much these are going to cost, because you didn't say what the price was, this isn't a small form factor tower though. I think small form factor typically are these ones. I would say stay away. Yeah, I mean the processor is really good and the motherboard's probably fine, but just you're so limited. This is too powerful for this form factor, in my opinion, for gaming. What's up, Hotshot Airsoft? DXSH says, I don't think he's gonna... What was the question? I don't think he's gonna answer. Yo, what's good 700 to 800 pound PC with parts from the Black Friday sale? I wonder... I don't even... You're asking in pounds. Are our Black Friday deals, like, available to you over there in the UK? I don't know if I can help with that, but you said, I don't think he's gonna answer, I'm just gonna hop off. I mean... If you're coming to the stream only to get individual one-on-one advice, that this probably is not the best place for that, because I can only hit so many people's comments, right, and address so many things. This is just more of kind of like a chill hangout session, and if your question gets answered, either by me or someone in the chat, then that's great. But yeah, this is definitely, you can't expect to get one-on-one help every single time. I would pass on the Dell too. Not worth it for, I would say. Unless you can get it for like, okay, I'll take it back. Given the specs, right? Like if it came with the 12500, 16 gigs of RAM, SSD, all that. If you can find this for like, what's the max I would say? Like 250 or something, then yeah, I think it's worth it. But any more than that, because you still have to upgrade the graphics card most likely, and probably throw in a better power supply. You're gonna work yourself up to like, you know, a $500, $600 build, which you could build from scratch and even get a 12100 or something. You might not get an i5, but yeah, I would stay away from these skinny towers. What's up, Big Tone? Yeah, for my video, because it's a sponsored video, I posted it to all of them simultaneously, and then I just kind of recorded what happened, and it's so funny, like, the first message I got was from OfferUp, and the person, what did they open with? They opened with, what's the lowest you'll take, or something like that, which was like textbook local marketplace dealings, like, what's the lowest you would take for the thing you're selling that you put at a firm price? How can I find out if a proprietary motherboard pre-build can fit in a case swap? It's an ASUS pre-build. You just gotta have to... I mean, you could try to look... You have to look up information to see if other people have done it before. Or you can just take measurements, I guess, if you want. If you have it. You just gotta make sure the mounting holes for the motherboard lines up. And it should be pretty easy to find, but yeah, just it's quick Google or Reddit search or Discord, whatever Discord servers, any PC building community Discord server, people can help you that. But yeah, off the top of my head, I'm not gonna know because I've not seen every pre-build with every proprietary motherboard out there. What's the absolute most you would recommend paying for a 5700 XT in today's market? Probably like 130, 140. Any 40, yeah, we can look. So, okay, we're trying to the stream, so we can actually get started. But as you can see from the title of the stream, they call this week Black Friday week. They're just trying to sell as much stuff as they can over a longer period of time. So like, yeah, you go to Amazon, if I refresh the page, Black Friday week. You go to Newegg, Black Friday starts now. Not on Black Friday, but the week of. Black Friday is already here at Best Buy. So I have Slick Deals and Build a PC sales up right now. But for me, personally, I'm looking for parts to a like $1,200 to $1,500 PC build that I'm doing for a friend. I do need to find an RTX 4070 Super. I don't know if there's going to be any sales on those, but we could take a look on Slick Deals. But let's just see what's posted so far and Build a PC sales. And we're going to start by new. Why is this not dark? Okay. What's going on here? I'm trying to fix the dark mode so I don't blind you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, it doesn't want to do it. Great, Reddit, you are so awesome. Okay. If you don't care about size, Lenovo P520 workstations are great and cheap. We don't know how much they're trying to spend though, so that's kind of the hard part about answering questions and recommendations. Like, everything has a price that can make it worth it, so. $100 is decent. I think $100 is good for a 5700 XT. Yeah, I would not say $100 is just decent. $100 is like a snatch up any day of the week. We can take a look at the average price for an 5700 XT. You know what? I might just have to blind you guys because my browser is just being super dumb. Yeah, I mean, the cheapest you can get on eBay, if you need it like right now, is 130. That's broken though, fan broken. This is a 5700 non-XT, which is a little bit cheaper. I know you can flash the BIOS and stuff like that, but if you can get both for the same price, go for the XT and don't have to deal with the BIOS flashing to try to get more headroom. But yeah, so 5700 XTs are going for like 145 is the cheapest one that I could find, right? So $100 I would say is a good price, not just decent. Like, I would pick one up right now if I could get it for $100. It's a very, very good card, and at 100, it could play. There's nothing that's really gonna beat it. Any cheap but comfy chair recommendations? I'm not. So if you want to look, so there's this channel. So we've talked about this channel before. So there's this channel called Honestly. This guy reviews computer chairs, like very in depth. He might be. I don't know of any other PC like office chair reviewers that does it pretty much extensively or like to the depth that this person does. The issue is though, a lot of the chair. Oh, here's some of his favorite chairs, and it shows a $100 chair on the left here. But I would say more of his content are on the more expensive chairs. So you're talking like really expensive, 500 plus, 1,000 plus. Some of them multi-thousand. But I'm sure you can find budget chair recommendations from him. I think his definition of budget might be different though. Like for me, I'm a Staples Hiking Dexley person, which is like under $200 pretty much. Technical mesh chair. I really love it. Most of the people that I know that have one love it, but you kind of have to go and try it for yourself. Let's see how the Dexley's down to 120. I think this might be cheaper. I think I paid 130 or 140 for mine. So yeah, this is my chair right here. I've been using it for 5 years now. I don't know, for a while, and I've used the Staples one for like 8 years. These are just my go-tos, so I recommend them, but I first recommend people go to the store and sit in them if possible, or test it out before buying. Why are you saying DXSH? Is this your secondary account? Because if it is, you're just spamming, and I'm gonna mute you. Let's see. Put user in timeout. Like, this is such childish behavior. Come on. 40 to 60 would get you a standard office chair. Yeah. You could also. Well, so Nemus isn't from the US. In the US, I made a video about this. It is so easy to get an office chair for pretty much free or like under 10 bucks. So many people are getting rid of their office chairs because they're either moving or upgrading or something like that, and they just want to get rid of it. I can like, maybe it's because I live in Seattle and it's a tech-centric area, so there's a lot of people from like, you know, Amazon or whatever getting rid of their chairs from work from home and stuff, but I feel like furniture is one of those things, computer chairs are not. That furniture is one of those things that you can get the biggest discounts on because of the sole fact people are just dying to get rid of it, and they will give it to you for free if you will come and pick it up from them. Yeah, Staples has some pretty good clearances and sales, but Nemus isn't in the US, so I don't know what their situation is with regards to being able to get good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good point. So, for... Why is it zoomed in? Here, I need to go back to the standard still cam. This is not supposed to be zoomed in. So with the chairs, you do need to take into account what your like body size and weight is. Definitely stick to the recommended limits on the product page. If anything, be a little bit more conservative. If you weigh like, you know, 300 pounds, don't get a chair that's rated for 300 pounds. Think of it kind of like a power supply where you do want some like headroom or some conservatism built in, right? 9Fire, thank you for the $2 super chat. Is it weird that I use my 4090 Founders Edition just to play RuneScape? No, not weird at all. For a long time, I was using, you know, my pretty nice PC to only exclusively play Classic WoW, which is a game from 2004 that could be run almost on a potato. There's plenty of people who have 4090 or 4080 systems that play Valorant and League of Legends, which also can run on potatoes. So, I mean, it's your money, right? Like, do you only play RuneScape? Or are you just being kind of sarcastic where you actually dabble in other games? If you only play RuneScape, yeah, you probably overspent and could have gone with like a 4060 or 4070. But if you do even occasionally dabble in, you know, Call of Duty or Cyber, whatever, AAA games, then your 4090 is being put to use at least some of the time. But if you exclusively play RuneScape and only that, then, I mean, if it makes you feel better having a 4090 just to have it, and you have the money to spend on it, you know, it's your money, so. Me right now playing Classic Fresh on a 4090 and 9800 X3D. What server are you playing on? I'm playing on Night Slayer Alliance. But I'm having fun. I'm like almost level 30. I'm playing Warrior again, but yeah, US PvP. Okay, so we're on the same server. Are you Horde or Alliance though? Great analogy using PSU clearance for chairs. Yeah, just size up a little bit. Don't go crazy and size up like 50% more, but give yourself like a 10-20% buffer. Okay, but getting back to the deal hunting. So I need a 4070 Super. I'm building my friend. Oh, I'll show you too, actually, before we look at that. So I'm very happy that my friend asked me to help him build this because I love this case. So I picked up this Cooler Master HAF XB Evo. I know this makes it look like a gigantic case. It is a pretty big case, but this also has a lot of foam in it, so it's not as big as this box. But this, I first built in this case back in like 2013 or something for my own personal build, and ever since then, I've never been able to get it off of my mind. Like this case, I want Cooler Master to bring back a modern variant of it, but I've been looking for this case for a really long time because they've stopped selling it. I think Micro Center had them in stock for a while, but more recently they've just been out of stock everywhere. But I check often on Amazon and I happen to see it back in stock, and now it's out of stock again. So I bought it. It was like 120 bucks, I think. But it's because my buddy is my friend David from the LAN Party Stories. He currently has this case. He wants me to build a new PC using the same case because he's gonna repurpose the other one. So he's gonna have two of these cases in his house, essentially, because he's kind of crazy. But, so I'm gonna be doing a build in this, which I'm looking forward to because I've not built like a high-end nice PC in this before. I've only built kind of like older systems in it. So, I got him a 7500F from AliExpress, but I need to fill out like the rest of the build. So we need like a power supply still, RAM, SSD, and graphics card. Graphics card, I'm not too hopeful for what I can find on sale, just because they don't typically go on sale, right? But I think RAM, memory, and power supply, there should be some good sales for Black Friday. So, yeah. It's going to be all new. Is the $1,200 PC of your friend going to be all new parts or a mix of used? It's all new. Everything's going to be brand new. So I pretty much have the build mapped out. I just need to find some of the parts. Oh, here we go. What's this? So this is a 4070 Super. Is this a Black Friday deal? Let me look at this. No, let's see. So these have gone on sale for $609. They've gone on sale for $590. But this model specifically, because it is the 3-fan. So okay, this has been floating at $640. But I feel like there are just generally cheaper 4070 Supers. He wants NVIDIA. That's the thing. That's another thing. So yeah, I did mention to him AMD is cheaper for raster performance, but he said he prefers NVIDIA. And when someone says they want NVIDIA, I mean, I don't really push back, right? I give them the options in front of them and say, you could get this card for about the same price and it'll perform, you know, in raster better. But if people say they want NVIDIA, then, you know, when I'm helping them, then I just get the NVIDIA. But let's see, we got the WindForce, we got the dual card that's already like always $600. Was that the only 2 days ago? Oh my goodness, the TI Super. Yeah, and the TI Super is kind of, it's not close enough in price where it's like an easy decision. I know it has more VRAM, but I mean, you're talking about so this one's a little bit on the cheaper side. But it's still over $100 like price difference, right? So yeah, unfortunately we cannot fit the TI Super into the budget unless it's like really close in price. But I do not consider $140 of a price difference close enough in price to just, you know, supersede. Are the prices better for Black Friday or Cyber Monday? Honestly, they're pretty similar. I've seen, depending on the part, like for this coming Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Black Friday is probably going to have some stuff that are better deals than on Cyber Monday, and the same vice versa. Cyber Monday is going to have some better stuff than what was seen on Black Friday. But if you just average it out across the board, they're kind of the same. And I guess the thing is, if you buy from Amazon, it's easy to return, right? So you can buy something because you thought it was a good deal on Black Friday. And if you get a better deal on Cyber Monday, you could just return the one that you got from Black Friday. But it's harder to do that with other websites. Well, Best Buy is easy too, because I think you can just return that in store. But like Newegg, I think, you gotta look at if there's restocking fees. Sorry, I just realized how loud that crunching was. But I am kind of starving right now, so I need to eat something. Yeah, I mean, a 7900 XTX for $715 would be a crazy deal. But I wish I could convince him to go AMD. It's fine though. Like, I think a 4070 Super would serve him well for what he plays. And regardless of, you know, having 12 gigs of VRAM, I think it's gonna last him a long time. Mason says, I had the same HAF XB in college. I got the acrylic top in there's an acrylic top? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not sure if I've ever seen this. Acrylic top panel for the HAF XB. Yeah, I've never seen this in real life. Who even offered it? I've never seen, like, on an Amazon listing or in store at, like, Fry's or Micro Center or anything. The acrylic top. Wow. Oh, but it's acrylic though, because back then they weren't yeah, the era that this case came out, it did not have tempered glass. So it has acrylic, which for me, acrylic is an automatic no, just because it scratches and scuffs very easily, permanently. Like, I like glass because it's so durable, and even like rubbing metal on glass, you know, it's fine. But acrylic, once you start getting those scuff marks and scratches and the cloudiness, it doesn't go away. I guess you could, it would be so much effort to go and try to like sand it and wet sand it to get it back to the original shine, only for it to scratch again. So, but nice. So you had the case too. Awesome to hear. I love it when I hear people have this case, because I don't think you could truly understand how awesome it is until you actually use it yourself. Like, quick hot swap, drive sleds, handles. You can remove the side panels, use it as an open bench. So much room to work with. I love this case. You bought a 7600X on Newegg for $195 after discounts with the free 1TB. Okay, that's actually a pretty good price, because that's essentially because you know 1TB SSDs right now are what, 65-ish bucks, so that's like a 135 for 7600X. That's pretty nice. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's been that many 4070 super deals within the last week or so. Let me see what the lowest price was. Open box down to 500. What is this, Micro Center? No, Zotac store. Okay, he doesn't want refurbished though, so that doesn't work. Okay, let me look at Slick Deals real quick. Chris says, hey, it's that time of the year, though the high of leaving work before a long holiday weekend was dampened for me. All the staff around me got to leave early, but me, different supervisor. You have the rest of the week off though, Chris? You don't have to work Black Friday, and you don't have to go back in on Monday, I'm assuming, hopefully. There's a kit of RAM for, okay, so something like that I need to pick up. So, and I will pick it up on stream, on a different window. But I'm trying to find the so the graphics card I think is going to be the hardest thing to lock down. RAM and like power supplies, SSDs, we see so many deals and constantly good price for them. The graphics card is one where the companies are a little bit more stingy, I feel, when it comes to giving discounts. And of course, when I type in 4070 Super, it has all these pre-built systems. I'm going to sort by the newest and see if we can find, can I sort by graphics cards? Video cards, here we go. Let's see if we can find 4070 Super clearance. Your miles may vary. Where is this even at? 400 bucks? That's crazy. That people -6 voted it. Walmart. Yeah, that's not happening. Let's see. 4070 Ti Super. This one's, yeah, all the good deals are expired. 555, -1. Where is this? Like a refurbish? Unavailable. Yeah, Slick Deals is not coming through with the deals right now. There are some, yeah, there are really good, there will, I think there will be good deals for the rest of the components, so hopefully we can save in those. Speaking of monster cases, I just bought a Thermaltake G10 Snow Edition for 20 bucks at Goodwill. It's so ugly, but I love it so much. We talked about this case before. I don't remember who brought it up. Maybe it was Robert Fixit, or maybe it was you, RV. I think I remember specifically pulling this build up when someone mentioned it. Yeah. Wait up. This looks eerily similar to my buddy Martin's with the handle. What was the... Because it has these removable... these removable drive sleds. Let me see if I can find it. This level 10 GT, are they both level 10s? The Snow Edition just didn't have a handle. Yeah, so my buddy Martin has this one. Yeah, so it is it? Not exactly the same case, different side panel a little bit. And with the handle. but very similar with regards to this portion right here. This section. Okay, so it is the same kind of line of cases. Yeah, so I might have to wait till like Black Friday actually, or Cyber Monday for the graphics card. But let's look at like RAM and things like that. I made air fryer maple syrup flavor spam. Nice. Rob says, guys, I'm letting go of my 2007 Yaris. Going car shopping for Black Friday. Do car dealerships have Black Friday deals? I would imagine they should, right? I know they have like every other holiday, Memorial Day, Veterans Day sales and stuff. One second. How loud is the crunching? But dang, 2007 Yaris, how many miles? Speaking of Yaris, is the Noblemobile doing well still hanging in there? Oh yeah, it's fine. No signs of its time coming. It's almost 150,000 miles on it. Going just fine. Yeah, the Yaris is one of those cars that is meant to drive forever on minimal maintenance. I don't buy new cars from dealerships just pay cash for a car you're paying 3 times what they're worth. I don't know about... The thing is, the used market since COVID has kind of been like weird with cars. Where used cars actually retain a lot of their value. It's not like how it used to be in the past, where as soon as you drive it off the lot, the price significantly decreases. Used cars are a lot more expensive now relative to the new counterparts than they were years ago. So, okay, let's take a look at just general deals. That's not graphics cards. Let me go back to build the PC sales. Yeah, like, he doesn't care about RGB and stuff either, so this makes it really easy. Like, I could get the plainest black RAM, you know, all that. So let's scroll down as, okay, Steam Deck. You can get a Steam Deck for under 400 bucks, which seems kind of crazy. It is the LCD one. Let's see, monitors, controllers, what are we looking at? 3080 that expired for 340. That's kind of crazy, but it is from Zotac. They do have quite a bit of refurbished stuff that they sell. That's pretty popular on these subreddits, but I don't think I've ever bought a refurbished Zotac card before, so I don't have experience with them. Oh, here we go. 850 watt power supply for 84 bucks. Master Watt Gold. I believe this is a or B tier. Let me take a look at it real quick. PSU tier list. I think I might pick this up because it's an instant $20 coupon too. Cooler Master. We've got... This is the V3. Ooh. So, I think here's the issue with the PSU tier list. That people are going to have to start kind of interpolating or, you know, using their best judgment. This list has not been updated since November 2020. Yeah, no, I'm thinking this is November. This isn't April. But you can't even find a mainstream power supply like this on there. This is the Cooler Master MWE V3. And if we try to look for it here, so there's V Platinum, V Gold, V SFX, yep, MWE V3s. So, some of the newer power supplies that are coming out that could be perfectly fine, they're not on this list because they haven't updated this in, you know, a year. And some of the, when power supply companies come out with new power supplies, they kind of axe the old ones. So like finding V2 ones aren't going to be as easy. They're either going to be not available or sold by third-party sellers for overpriced. So at that point, a lot of people are going to be screwed if they only rely on the PSU tier list. Now, I might have to do some further research. What's it called? Cybernetics might have some information out on this, so I need to take a look. But I'm going to put this in my cart just because I have a feeling that usually with these more well-known models from the bigger brands, they usually step it up and improve it not tier after tier, but generation after generation. If I had to guess, I don't think Cooler Master would pull a bait and switch here and like just all of a sudden switch in crappy components. But yeah, that's one of the things about the PSU tier list. Like you're kind of, if you only depend on this and won't buy a power supply unless it's on here, you're screwing yourself over, because new power supplies, I've seen so many new power supplies that aren't being put on here because these people do this for free. They're not getting paid for it. Maybe they get affiliate links, if that. But yeah, that's why I never liked this as like the one source that everyone referenced for PSU information. But this one I think is for 850 watts, you know, assuming quality internals for 85 bucks. Yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, a couple guys that may start. I mean, the list has always been put together based on information that comes from like 3 reviewers, right? Aorus, there's a new guy for Tom's Hardware. It used to be Johnny Guru as well, but I don't think anything on the tier list that's relevant has Johnny Guru or Oklahoma Wolf information on it anymore, right? So the tier list, always use it as just your first point of reference, but always do more research, because you also have to question the credentials of the people behind the tier list. For this existing tier list, I think, like, you know, all these guys, just based on, because they have a Discord server too. If you go in there, it seems like, you know, they have the proper credentials to put this list together. But let's say there's a new tier list that comes up, which I think it should be pretty lucrative, right? If you have a successful tier list that can link to Amazon affiliate links, that should be like a good money maker. But you need to have either some background in like electrical engineering or like something like actual background in this, because this is just not stuff that you can easily pick up, you know, in a matter of weeks or months to put together type of information like this. But Mason says, we had our work Thanksgiving potluck and someone brought lumpia, never had it, and man, I've been missing out. Have you had egg rolls though? Because I mean, I know it's not egg rolls, but it's similar enough to egg rolls where I feel like if you've had egg rolls, it's close enough to lumpia, unless you have like some special lumpia that was super different. I think most lumpia that I've had though, it's more priority given to the meat than to the vegetable ratio, where egg rolls typically have a decent amount more of like noodle or vegetable and stuff, where a lot of the lumpia that I've had from, like, you know, my friends Filipino moms cooking and stuff like that, it's a lot more meat ratio in it. But yeah, Hardware Busters PSU list. Yeah, Hardware Busters, which is run by Aries, which is the guy who directs the Cybernetics lab, who also used to review for like so many news outlets. Hardware Busters is basically the top dog when it comes to PSU information. Actually, I bet we can find it right now. Cooler Master MWE. Here's the V2 from Cybernetics. I bet you we can find this really quickly. Sorry, I'm blinding you guys. Test results. No. Okay, database, PSU performance database. Here we go. Let's see if they have it. Cooler Master MWE Gold V3. Boom. See? Not on the tier list, but okay. So now that's the platinum one. Where's the gold? Gold 750. This is a 2024, and if we assume that 850 watt uses the same platform and internals, which I would think that's a safe assumption. No, this is also platinum. Wait, what? Oh, wait, no, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Cybernetics has their own, let's see. Yeah, see, they rated efficiency, so this is why you want to look into it deeper. But here's the power supply. It's the MWE Gold 850 V3 from Cooler Master. Even though it says platinum for some reason, you can go to the actual in-depth specs, and let's see. It doesn't give you like a quick like, oh yes, this is good money for the value, but you can look at all the information that you can like cross-reference from old reviews, like what's a acceptable ripple value and stuff like that at different loads. So yeah, I'm sure this power supply is fine. So I'm actually gonna pick it up right now. Give me 1 second. Add to cart. Hey bud, I just bought an MSI Ventus 3080 Ti. I'm assuming. What are some mid-range CPUs go good? What platform are you on? Are you gonna buy a new motherboard too, or are you just start like slotting it into what you have? For me, I love the 7500F. It is such crazy performance per dollar, and I think it can support a 3080 just fine. 7500F from AliExpress. I have one right here. Let me unbox it. This is how I'm not just like saying it. I don't even have affiliate links, but. Let's open it up. This is for the build I'm doing for my friend. Where is my box cover? At least I think this is it. Unless it's still coming in the mail. Oh, it's still coming in the mail. This is not it. Let me check my AliExpress order. Okay, this was not it. I bought a bunch of random stuff from AliExpress. These are CPU support brackets. But we can test out the... Yeah! Don't buy these on Amazon, guys. If you guys are going to buy... It looks like chapstick. But if you're going to buy these magnetic GPU sag sticks... I gotta not show my face. Yeah, look at that. Look at that focus speed. But yeah, if you're going to buy them on AliExpress. Because they are like half the price. They're not even that expensive on Amazon. They're like $6 or $7. But why spend that when you can get them for $3 or $4? I bought a bunch of them just to have on hand because, you know, sag brackets are good to have. And this is just some extension cables. Not extension cables, but some power supply modular cables. So I needed to actually check up on that 7500F. Make sure it's still coming. I don't remember when I bought it. But we can take a look at it here just so that you know what I'm talking about. Let's see what they're going for right now. Cheapest 7500F is $120 plus Black Friday. What discount codes do they have right now? If you spend, yeah, look, $12 off 89. Nice. Yeah, so if you buy this right now, $120, you can get $12 off, makes it $108 plus tax, free shipping, all right? No, it's no longer available. No. Okay, you can get the $123 one. This one, free shipping. And it'll come in like a week to 2 weeks. Damon Blackburn says, I wouldn't get CM. I'm very curious to hear why. Why would you not get a Cooler Master power supply? The thing is, you power supply brand honestly doesn't mean anything. Power supply model means everything. I've never looked at even if I'm trying to think of like whatever Aorus game power supplies. If they come out with a power supply that, you know, performs well and passes all the tests, I would be okay with using it, even with its name and reputation being Aorus game. But okay, unless, you know, they swap out internals and stuff. But from something like Cooler Master, that's not likely to happen. Cammy Hudson says, I have multiple Cooler Master power supplies. Never had one fail. Shauner says, Cooler Master makes some good ones. I've never had Cooler Master, or I've had Cooler Master PSUs for years and never had any problems. I've had also Cooler Master power supplies as well. I never go, let's see. Yeah, I mean, you could just read this for yourself to see if it's, let's see, do they say what platform? Supplementary tests. Okay, let me see. Typical load test, light load tests, ripple measurements. Yeah, this is definitely still far from a full in-depth review, but the results are not used in certification process. Okay. I have the exact one you were showing. This one right here. This is a newer one. I think this came out this year. Yeah, this one, I'm picking up this one. Because I'm actually, before I hit buy, what other, let me see if there's any other power supplies. I would imagine, so here's a Corsair RMX 850, right? Another good power supply. This was $100 though. For my buddy, he's not going to care. What's the Cooler Master warranty? Let me see. If it's got like a 10-year warranty, then that's like plenty enough. Yep, 10-year warranty. I think the Corsair one has 10-year warranty too. Like, if they were the same price, maybe I'd lean towards Corsair. But this one is $15 less, which is not insignificant because $15 here or there can add up to like $100 pretty quickly over multiple parts. So yeah. Okay, as we scroll down and continue to see just anything that's on sale. 4TB SSD for $200. 4TB, yeah, $200 for 4TB. I think he's just gonna get a 2TB SSD. So I'm looking for 2TB SSD, 32 gigs of RAM. Which, where's all the RAM deals? Is it because RAM is already cheap enough, there's no deals needed? Has anyone ever had a PSU fail? I've had one DOA, but in 15 years of building PCs, I've never had a PSU fail after installed that I can recall. Yeah, or I've had PSUs fail just out of nowhere in, like, PCs that I built for people. And I mean, it's not like it just failed. It failed, like, out of warranty, which for some of the lower cost units are pretty cheap, like 3 to 5 years. So, I've had PSUs fail, not catastrophically. It's not like it, like, started a fire or destroyed any other components. But I've had people where their PSU just stopped working and slapping in a new one fixed it. And I mean, that's just the cost of buying more budget PSUs, right? You get like your 3 to 5 years or whatever, sometimes beyond out of it. But so long as it doesn't, it has like the pretty standard safeties built in, it shouldn't destroy the rest of your components. I'm trying to think of my personal system though. I don't think I've ever had one fail, but I don't think I've run a single PSU to like 10 years. Yeah, I usually, you know, whenever I upgrade, I end up selling my old parts to like friends or family, and then they start using that PC. And I'm trying to think of if a PSU has ever failed that started in my possession. What is the camera doing? Why did it zoom all of a sudden? Stop it. I did not give it permission to zoom. Yeah, I'm trying to go down and to see, but there's not, like, there's a bunch of monitor deals. Sama XP, we're good on power supply, so I don't need that anymore. Have you guys seen any crazy good deals? Because from what I'm seeing on Slick Deals and Build a PC sales, like what's at the top, there's nothing that's like, oh, I need to get this right now. Where's the categories? Computers. Like, let's see what Slick Deals have. Okay. Tablets, monitors. We do have a 7900 XT and a case. Some laptop memory. MSI mag power supply. No NVIDIA 4070 Supers. And no RAM so far. No SSD on the front page. So many monitors though. I honestly feel like the Black Friday hype that once existed is just not. I feel like it hasn't been here for at least the last 5 to 10 years. I don't know. 2014, was I super excited about Black Friday sales? Okay, maybe 5 years. 10 years is a little bit far. I feel like 10 years-ish ago, I would still look for Black Friday deals and still find a decent amount of good stuff. But within the last few years, for sure, it's just like, this is stuff that we found at the same price leading up to this point throughout the year. Like, there's nothing, and anything that's really good expires so fast because they put it on a very limited quantity just to get you looking at their website. But they're not going to sell thousands of, you know, SSDs at a super discounted rate, right? It's like real life doorbusters where they have like 5 TVs for $10 to get you in the door. But obviously you're not going to get it because only 5 people are going to get that deal. But you're there anyway, so you're going to shop around. But yeah, how have I scrolled down this far and I have not seen a single storage or memory deal on here? Tons of like laptops and monitors. I've had a Cooler Master MWE Gold 650 watt die on me after a year. I don't know, that seems kind of anecdotal. You could pick the top power supply ever to exist in the world. And there's probably someone who had that die prematurely. So I think you have to like look at the overall statistics, which honestly there's not good information out there. So part of it is like using whatever information is available online. Part of it is using your gut feeling. Yeah, if you feel like a certain company has power supplies that die earlier and you're not comfortable with buying them and you're willing to spend 10-20% more on the competing brand, go with that. Like, at the end of the day, you don't want to put parts into your PC regardless of the price that you are personally just not okay with, or that you're just going to be anxious about 24/7, right? So we saw in chat earlier, plenty of people have had Cooler Master power supplies just fine, even that specific model. But it's up to the individual at the end of the day. Has anyone actually returned a power supply years later? You can't return it. You could file fill out like an RMA to get a replacement. Have I done that? I've only done it within the window, and that was with refurbished power supplies from EVGA, from their B stock collection. I've had DOA power supplies from that. I don't think I've ever had a brand new power supply die like prematurely within a year, to my knowledge, of any systems that I've built. Okay, we're still going. Where are all of the deals? There's too many monitors in existence, in my opinion. But it might just be that my opinion, because I don't care about monitors. It does not. Monitors don't excite me. If you guys didn't know, I think most people should already know that monitors don't really excite me, and I don't focus on them too much. But oh, here we go. So here's a 4 terabyte one that we saw over on Build a PC sales. There's a lot of overlap. Should I buy a GPU or CPU? I don't know what your specs are, but most of the time a GPU is going to be more performance gains for your dollar. I would say pretty safely the majority of the time, in a well-balanced system, upgrading the GPU will give you much better like net benefits. Upgrading your CPU, I mean, it might improve like, you know, 1% lows or whatever, but your overall gaming experience, unless you already have a big bottleneck, is going to be about the same. Yeah. Okay, well, Slick Deals has way too much kind of like stuff. Like, yeah, way too many monitors listed here. I do need a motherboard. So I do need a B650 motherboard with Wi-Fi, which I also have not been seeing on here. So it looks like I have to do individual searching. Let's see, what motherboards? 190, okay, that's too much. I'm not trying to get a Strix motherboard. I'm trying to spend like 150-ish. Why is the camera doing this? Give me 1 second. More settings. It should not be zooming in. Okay, we should be good. You got a Ryzen 7 and RX 6600. It depends on what Ryzen 7 you have. There's a Ryzen 7 1700. There's a Ryzen 7, you know, 7800 X3D. Very big difference between them. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I must have. Yeah, I don't know. The hand gestures you have to do like this or like this. There's like very clear hand gestures where even when I want to trigger it, I can't even get it to work sometimes. But I'm not sure how I'm accidentally triggering it. Ryzen 7 5700G. Okay, yeah, upgrade your graphics card. Your 5700G is a pretty good processor. Yeah, where's all the... That's expired. Okay. We're just gonna go on just straight to Newegg. Try to find some of these things. 5700X would have been better, or 5700X3D. Yeah, but I have a feeling they might not have had a choice. They might have bought a pre-built, or got a good deal on the 5700G. Yeah, the 5700G as a processor is weaker. It does have the integrated graphics for troubleshooting and things like that, but we got some some RAM deals. It's a 47D non-super. Power supply deals, 40. Okay, what's up with all these bundle deals? You want a 4070 Super, and I guess I'll look at TI Supers as well in case. 4072 fan for 489. Yeah, I think the Super at like 540 it would be the better buy. And he has the budget for a Super, so. So it's open box or $600 one. And we have plenty of room in the case, so we can get a 3-fan, get like really good big fat heat sink on it to keep the card cool and quiet. Rebate card. I'm not doing rebates for friends, but there is a promo code, so this is like 610 for the Ventus. Okay. He's playing 1440p. I want to upgrade my GPU. What do you recommend? How much do you have to spend? It depends on how much money you have to spend. I mean, I could easily list the most, for your card, from a 6600, you would need like at least 400, I would say $400 to make the upgrade significant enough to make. Like $850 max. I care about FPS mainly. Okay. Sorry, let me crunch on this real quick. I should have picked a quieter food or snack to eat. You don't need to spend anywhere near $850. Because if you do, then your CPU becomes a bottleneck. But with your 5700G, I would think if you're talking about last gen, someone, yeah, 6800 slash 6800 XT. You probably go up to a 6950 XT too if you can get those for cheap enough, but the pricing of those are kind of strange. If you look at current gen, that's gonna be 7800 XT territory. You are kind of encroaching 7900 GRE, but I don't know if there's any sales on that. But yeah, I probably would not go any more powerful than a 7900 GRE if you're looking for current gen stuff. And those are going for, if you get open box, so like 530, not brand new, not open box. What the heck? Okay. Why is the pricing all weird? These are all open box. This one, is this one actually new? What's going on with this one? Because this one is priced like the open box ones. $530 plus $10 shipping. Who's the seller? Sold and shipped by Newegg. Yeah. It's just weird because everything else is like either price weird, like what the heck is this? $828, or like refurbished. Here's a Black Friday deal. Oh, it's sold out. I don't know how much this was going for. But yeah, refurbished, open box refurbished. Yeah, everything else around this price range is refurbished. Bifrost is sold out. So this one, doesn't this one look a little sus to you guys? For some reason? Just based on the price? And it's only one page too. So yeah, that looks like the only option. Unless you want to refurbish one from Newegg. Let's look at Amazon. Yeah, so Amazon does not have as good of prices. Pretty close though. 530. Oh wait. Is that the exact same card? No, this is ASRock Challenger 2 fan. Oh no, it is the same one. Sorry, I was getting them mixed up in the listings. 3 fans 570. So doesn't look like any of the $500 deals are available though. If it was there, it's sold out. Does it ship? Tavian Sharp does make a good point. Well, if you do want to spend all your money because you had that much to throw into your graphics card, you could. So if you get like a $500 graphics card, whether it be the 7900 GRE or 7800 XT or something like that, that leaves you with around like $300, $350, which is enough for a good platform upgrade. Or you could get a, actually no, I'm not going to say 5800 X3Ds are readily available because I don't believe they are at this moment. Last time we checked, they weren't. And I don't know if it would be worth spending. There's a 5700 X3D. If you want to up, but okay, if someone has a 5700, so this is, I want your guys' opinions because I have my own opinion on this. If somebody has a 5700G already, do you think it is worth it, the hassle, to upgrade to a 5700 X3D? And then I guess it would be worth it, in my opinion, if you could recoup the cost by selling your 5700G. But that's just more work on that person. And I don't know how much you could get for it in the used market. But the 5700 X3D is relatively cheap. And it is going to perform better. But for someone who's already asking questions like this, assuming they're kind of more on the beginner level, like, is that worth even doing for them? Versus if you're going to do like a CPU swap, just upgrade the platform. So 5700 X3D on AliExpress. I always have to price check this because it feels like it's fluctuating very heavily. 5700 X3D. But like, I feel like it's not as, because remember, I'm about, if you're gonna do an upgrade, make it significant enough to be worth it. It's not like going from a Ryzen 3 something to like a 5700 X3D. You've got a Ryzen 7 5700G already. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I have in my gut feeling that, to me, that is not significant of enough of an upgrade to do. 5700 XD is on AliExpress right now, around 150 to 160 bucks. I wouldn't waste money on an AM4 CPU. Yeah, well, that's also a good point too. That's why I mentioned the platform upgrade earlier. 300 bucks gets you a motherboard and a 7500F. If they had a 2600 maybe, but 5700G to X3D, meh. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not gonna give like higher frame rates and like more smoother, you know, smoother frame times and stuff, but it's just it's just not big enough of an upgrade. It is an upgrade, but if you're gonna go through the efforts of buying something new, taking out your cooler, doing thermal paste, all that stuff, I feel like it should be more warranted. It's not as, swapping a CPU is not as quick of a swap as a graphics card. Plus, they've got a 6600, which is, I feel like, to a 7800 XT or 7900 GRE is a pretty significant upgrade. 5600 X3D better than 5700 X3D. I don't even know if they can get a 5600 X3D because of their exclusivity. So I'm not gonna recommend. I mean, if you have a Micro Center, you could do that as an easier kind of cheap swap, but yeah. We can actually take a look at the difference. Yeah, I know you get way more L3 cache, but let's take a look. Please, somebody out there hopefully has tested this. 5700G versus 5700 X3D. Is there a side-by-side that we could trust? This is a 5800 X3D. Might be the closest we can get. Oh, here we go. We gotta make sure it's real benchmarks though. Not that fake stuff. Oh, okay. This actually might. Let me look at these. Okay, let me look up the specs real quick while I leave this on the screen. I'll turn down the volume. Okay. Okay, yeah. I mean, just I'm looking at like clock speeds and power draw and things like that. They're not gonna. I don't think there's any way to display like L3 cache usage, unfortunately, which would be the biggest indicator. But okay, let's look at these. Here, can I make this bigger so it's easier to see? So what are we looking at here? So they give the frame rate. Is there no averages? They have the 1%, 0.1%. Okay, let's assume this information or this video is like legit and real. So here's Assassin's Creed Origins, and what is their graphics card on here? This is full specs. This is their 3080 Ti. Okay. Let's look at like Cyberpunk. $130 to $180. So like this, for example, is like a 30% gain. I don't know why this is still zooming. Stop zooming. Tomb Raider, big difference, but I mean, what's the 1%? Okay, here's a pretty good example. We should talk about this. Between these two numbers, there's a pretty large difference, right? On everything. On the average-ish, which is about like 220 to 379 to 161 to whatever this is, 150 to 197. So upgrading your CPU nets you that benefit only if you have a powerful enough graphics card, right? An RX 6600, if you kept it, would not show this difference. If you upgrade your graphics card, spending like $500, you're gonna start shooting towards these numbers, you know, comparing it to the 3080 Ti. But now we're gonna ask, would you be happy with numbers like this? Because I don't care about 1% lows of 218 versus 161. Let's say you're running a 240 hertz monitor, running at 220 versus 379. If you have a 240 hertz monitor, if I sat people down and did an experiment and said, can you tell the difference in hardware between these two on the same monitor, and had them just looking at a benchmark or playing the game, I think that you would have to like actively try to look for that difference. So I'm not saying that there's no difference, because obviously these results are showing there's a difference. I'm saying because you already have something, you already own a 5700G. Are you looking to put more effort and spend more money to try to push for some results that, depending on your refresh rate in your monitor and resolution you're playing at, what resolution is this tested at too? Remember, if this is like 1080p, the difference is even going to be smaller at 1440p. But let me see. Do they even say what they test at? I don't think they do. But looking at these numbers, I'm kind of assuming they're not testing at 4K for sure, because these numbers are too high. But between 1440 and 1080p, I don't know. To me, I still don't think it's worth getting the 5700 X3D. You said, look at the jagged frame rate. Bro, they're both equally jagged. Well, this is... What game is this? This is Assassin's Creed. Okay, I'm going to pick a random game that we haven't looked at yet. Battlefield 5. This one does have some valleys. You can see kind of go in there. This one, it's a little bit more frequent. Let's take a look at Red Dead Redemption 2. So this one's jaggedy. This one, it looks like... Is there a frame? There's a frame cap on here, it looks like. That's why it's so flat at the top. Let me see if there's a game that's not. I mean, so if you want to look at the jaggediness of the frame time and frame rate graphs, you get that on the 5700 X3D too, right? I'm not trying to say like the 5700G is perfect or like is, you know, there's not, what's the... So this is, okay, maybe Baldur's Gate isn't a good example. Because even over here, the frame time is, or the 1% loads is like less than half of the average. But I don't, at the end of the day, to me personally, a 5700 X3D is not the upgrade I would do with the remaining money. I would push for the next platform if you're going to touch the 5700G at all. The 5700G, while it's not the ideal or best CPU, it is far from... you know, something that is restraining whatever new graphics card you're going to be putting in it, right? It is not like a first-gen Ryzen 7 1700, or it's not like a 2600, or it's not like a Ryzen 3 3300X or something. It's still very capable and can hold you over until you can either find deals or save enough money for that platform upgrade. But yeah, to me, 5700G to 5700X3D, not worth doing. Okay, I don't agree with this though. Most people can't even perceive past... You can perceive past 60 FPS for sure. Even just like circling your mouse and doing this on 60 versus like 240 or 144, 165, it is very noticeable. I don't I don't subscribe to the you can't perceive past 60 FPS. That is, I think, objectively incorrect. Dude, I went from 60 to 75. Yeah, that's 60 to 75 is a 25% increase. And at that low of an FPS, it's pretty noticeable. Cap, I notice every 20 FPS I go down. From what though? I mean, noticing 20 FPS you go down from 360, I would say that might be cap. But yeah, from like maybe 120 or 144 or something is more noticeable. When I went from 60 to 144, I noticed, yeah, for sure. Going above 60 is definitely noticeable. I feel like anyone who says it's not, they must be trolling. Or they've never seen a higher refresh rate monitor. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking, since you have $850 to spend, you can't go wrong with the 7900 GRE, and it's gonna last you a while into your next upgrade to whatever CPU you end up getting. But off the bat, with your 5700G, going from a 6600 to a 7900 GRE will be a noticeable improvement. Because the example, yeah, I guess the example doesn't work out because they're using a 3080 Ti, which is noticeably better than a 6600. Is RTX better than Nvidia though? I need FPS, LMAO. What do you mean RTX? You mean RX? RTX is Nvidia. Their cards are the RTX ones. I could care less about refresh rate as long as it's not lagging or stuttering. I'm fine. Yeah. So if you subscribe to that, I guess camp, then 60 FPS with like 60 FPS average 1% and 0.1% lows, constant is good enough for you. You just want to play where it's not like micro stuttering and stuff like that. WTF, I didn't know that. Yeah, so you might have been confusing like so AMD cards are RX, right? And Nvidia cards are RTX cards. So if you don't care about ray tracing, you may as well go AMD. You'll get more FPS for your money that way. There's also so is Rainbow Six still pretty skewed towards? I haven't tested Rainbow Six in a while. Like, they mentioned playing Siege, right? I thought Rainbow Six usually skewed towards AMD cards anyways. There are certain titles that AMD performs better at, and there's certain titles that NVIDIA performs better at. Off the top of my head, I can't list them all, but like Fortnite, for example, performs better on NVIDIA cards. If you play Fortnite, and that's your primary game, you might want to consider NVIDIA cards, regardless of the difference in rasterization performance between the two brands. So, look specifically into the top games that you play and see if there's any bias towards any NVIDIA versus AMD. But if there is none for the games that you play, you might, I don't know, it's pretty hard to beat the value of the 7900 GRE. What's up, Kenny D? Hope you're doing well as well. I'm kind of spoiled and I want over 120 FPS, but I take a smooth 60 over a stuttery 120. Yeah, for sure. How's everyone feeling about Intel Battlemage? I don't think people can really feel much about it, unless there's a new leak I did not see earlier today, or this week. There's not much to feel about something that you have no information on. I would say maybe I'm feeling optimistic, just because I want to see it succeed, but I don't know. I might be let down if I'm too optimistic. Yeah. Oh, I could sort by categories. Okay, let's just do that to find like the memory and stuff because... Oh, do I have to log in? Did they change this? Give me 1 second. What the heck? They used to have a thing where you could click on the different, like, categories. It used to be over here on the right side. I'm not even seeing it on my non-incognito mode. Did they remove that? You could sort by, like, RAM deals. Like, you see all these tags? Do I just need to click on it? Oh, nope, that wasn't it. Where's all the tags used to be on the right hand side? I'm trying to look for the tags for like, cause I need to grab RAM and storage. And I'm sure there's gonna be more deals on Black Friday and Cyber Monday too. But if there's anything that already looks good now, I'll just grab it. You should do a blind study if you can detect 90 versus 60 FPS. I should do that. It's very easy to do. I could probably do it at the next LAN party. It's 90 versus 60. I already know the answer to. I would want to do it like 165 versus 240 or something higher refresh than that, where it's actually harder to tell. But between 60 and 90, I think the answer, I already know the answer for the majority of people is going to be yes, if they have no problems with their eyesight. So if I'm going to run the test, it should be with something that's more, there's more contention. And yeah, with multiple test subjects, which works perfectly at a LAN party, because I'll have at least 10 people who can sit down at a PC where I will play with the FPS cap on a game like League of Legends or something that can easily run 300 FPS plus, and then cap it and see if they can tell the difference. But yeah. Couple of mem deals, not a ton. Same with SSD. Yeah, I mean, we've been through build the PC sales and slick deals in the front page of the PC tech deals, and I've not seen anything. So, yeah. It's not surprising though. I think everyone is kind of expecting that the deals during these, you know, big sales have been lackluster as of late of the last few years. I'm pretty sure they know the difference between FPS and refresh rate. Sometimes people use the terms interchangeably, but when you say, I think when people quote refresh rate, sometimes they're assuming that they're getting the performance in FPS that matches that. I don't think, like, for the sake of, I can understand what they're saying, whether they use the term refresh rate or frame rate, right? Like, if you're going to be testing a monitor's refresh rate, obviously, if you're testing a 240 hertz monitor, you're testing a system that could reach that potential and not a system that can only hit 60 FPS. Because yes, in that case, when your monitor has that high of a refresh rate and you're only reaching 60 FPS, those two things are completely different. But for, you know, simplicity's sake, if you're talking about testing 240 hertz refresh rate monitors, you're going to assume that the system is pushing out at least 240 FPS so that, you know, you are making use of its potential, if that makes sense. But yeah, I've seen plenty of people say, oh, I'm getting like 90 hertz when I'm playing games and stuff, and I know what they're saying, so I'm not going to call them out and say like, you're not technically using the correct terminology. What's up, Chris Cass? I'm doing good. How are you? Trying to find some deals. I've only found the power supply so far. I need... The graphics card's not looking too good for finding a 4070 Super, and memory and storage is just looking like crap. And I've not seen anyone like list any deals to look at, which you guys are free to, like, you know, list stuff. But please don't list monitors though. Me going to a monitor page is not going to do anything. Like, I feel like that's the most uninteresting thing I can do. If you just list some random monitor deal of some random, you know, alphabet soup name that's on sale, yeah. But if there's hardware deals to be looked at, feel free to point them out and we could take a look. But what's your thoughts on all-in-one gaming rigs? Okay, I don't understand what you mean by all-in-one gaming rigs. You talk about like, so when I think of all-in-one, I think of like those monitors that have their systems built into them, like an all-in-one PC. But I've never heard of it called all-in-one gaming rig. Are you talking about like pre-builts? I think you're talking about pre-builts. And what do I think about pre-builts versus building your own? I think pre-builts are fine. I've played tech support for people who had to build their PCs from scratch enough times to know that not everybody should build their own PC the first time around, and that they can start on a pre-built and upgrade, like, oh, you know, in a year or two, upgrade the graphics card or memory and storage. And that's an easier way to learn and ease into PC building. I hate when people say you should build your own PC without knowing the individual, because when you run into a problem building your own PC, there could be a number of issues that is really hard to troubleshoot over the internet or over a phone call. Like, it's easy to troubleshoot stuff in person when you have spare parts. It is not easy when you can't do it in person and the person doesn't have spare parts. So I've dealt with people with really weird PC troubleshooting issues where it's just like, dude, just go pay the $150 for the PC repair shop down the road to fix it for you, because, you know, it'll save you the headache. Unless you want to work on this for the next week, you know, every day after work. If you're talking about all-in-one, well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think they're talking about all-in-one with a monitor built-in PC, because they said all-in-one gaming rigs. There's not that many of those, like, in existence, specifically gaming rigs, because it's very limited how much you could fit into it. But the way that they worded this question, I think they're talking about, why does this keep changing? It should stick on still cam. Stop changing. I've started giving the same advice for people. Start with the pre-built first. Yeah. Unless you want to play tech support for someone, because I would feel like a dick if I told someone, build your own PC. I'll give you a parts list. It's so easy. It's adult Legos. And then they have a horrible time building it. And then I'm on the phone for hours trying to help them troubleshoot it and with no success. Because think about it. Unless you are some PC building god troubleshooting expert, I think even really experienced people run into issues, right? That take them hours and maybe not a couple of days to fix. Imagine a newbie doing that. You multiply that and it becomes weeks to fix. Like, I don't know. So, some people probably sit on such high horses and think they're all that at PC building and they never run into issues. But I'm not too big to admit that, like, I've even come into issues where it takes me hours, if not over the course of a couple of days, to figure out and troubleshoot. Now, put a PC newbie in that situation and they're screwed. So, when the first time PC builder drops the Ryzen and bends the pins. Oops, lol, yeah. A coworker asked if I could build them a PC. I respectfully said, get an Xbox. You'll be on the hook for the rest of your life. I am okay with building someone a PC if I built it and, you know, have run through the, you know, all the checks and balances, as well as if I'm in the direct area to them. Like, if I can work on the PC if anything goes wrong, hands-on, I am more okay with building it, getting them on a PC. Because here's another argument that comes up a lot of times in our space. PC versus console is not the same to me. Like, I think a pre-built versus a do-it-yourself system are closer to being the same thing than a pre-built is to being a console, right? Pre-built and console, or a PC versus a console, is so different that for gamers, I don't ever recommend them. I don't ever recommend consoles to people. I know a lot of people out there do. I've even seen big tech YouTubers like Jay's 2 Cents and stuff say some people, they should just get a console. To me, as being someone who plays World of Warcraft and you can't play that on console, being someone who likes to have a Steam library, that you could access that Steam library 10 years down the line, you can't do that with consoles. Sure, there's some backward compatibility things. Me being a person who uses Photoshop and Adobe Premiere Pro, or like video editing, using my PC for email and like a bunch of other stuff, a console and a PC is not even the same thing. So I don't recommend consoles to someone who's interested in PCs ever. Like, I don't ever recommend that. Jason, if he's in the chat, I know Jason Whitmer, I know he has made the recommendation to people before, especially for cheaper builds. I know when a build's like less than $300, he pretty strongly recommends a console or like a Steam Deck, but not me. Like, a PC is such a different beast than a console that I don't think they're even remotely the same. There are more PC exclusives. Steam Deck is a console. Yeah. What is the Ethernet for ping for gaming? Just grab a Cat 6, an actual Cat 6, and not some Chinese cheap brand that might not be a Cat 6 cable disguised as one. But yeah, I'm not. Are there any like network engineers or like people who work in networking and stuff that could answer this better? But from what I've seen, it is very. I don't even think there's even any noticeable gains. If you did like an A/B testing between like a Cat 6 versus any higher cable than just a standard Cat 6, there's a noticeable difference on the same connection. I always offer to pick out parts and build computers for friends to save them headaches. Honestly, I know so many people who have bought pre-built. I know way more people who have bought pre-builts from the likes of iBuyPower, CyberPower, and etc. with no problems. You definitely get the like vocal minority leaving bad reviews or making Reddit posts and stuff about how bad pre-builts from those companies are. Those companies wouldn't be in business if their pre-builts were as bad as people say they were or like think that they were. Like, CyberPower PC and iBuyPower, they have like horrible reputations for leaving the sticker on the CPU cooler between the thermal paste and like stuff like that. But they wouldn't be in business if their PCs were absolute dog crap, like what people, parade them around to be. I've had a friend that I helped them build a computer and they replaced their AIO on their own and they plugged in the USB. They plugged in the USB to the 12-volt RGB and fried the AIO and melted the insulation off the... Okay, yeah, I mean, that's just the one thing about PCs. Like, if you recommend... See, everybody that I've helped with PCs, they come to me for questions if they have a question about anything, which I'm okay with, right? Because I only build PCs and sell them to my friends and family for the most part. So it's not like I have a bunch of random strangers constantly bothering me about PC stuff. So yeah, they would ask like, hey, can I plug this into here? They ask what people would say are stupid questions, but this goes back to the point that there is no stupid questions, because if you don't ask that stupid question, you might end up plugging in your RGB header into, or USB into your RGB header and burn some stuff, right? So, yeah. Just friendly advice, if you're the last person to touch, most people assume if something breaks is your fault. See, the great thing, that's also why I don't sell to random strangers that much, because anytime something has gone wrong for whatever reason, right? Whether it be in my power or not, in a computer that I built for friends or family, they reach back out. If I tell them, hey, we have to replace this part, they don't expect me to pay for it. They don't like get mad at me. They don't say, this is your fault, you need to fix this right now type stuff. Yeah, but maybe I'm just lucky and I surround myself with people in my life that aren't kind of, entitled, I guess. First of all, I'm already helping them out. I've probably, by building them a PC and selling it to them at a good price, I've already gone above and beyond to help them out. So yeah, I would hope that they don't, blame it on me should something go wrong, which naturally, everything has a shelf life. Everything has a whatever percent chance of going wrong. So pre-built computers are great. The customer service is usually really bad. I think it's mixed across the board. I've had friends that have had customer service from those companies just fine. But of course, I've heard plenty of horror stories online that you know, they don't take care of the customers. So that's as bad as inserting NVMe into the SATA power cable? The NVMe into the power SATA cable, those won't even really fit. It's not the same width, is it? I've actually never held them up to see what the widths were. But I think maybe they are the same width, actually, now that I think about it. And this is a good point, I guess. JG Wright says, and that's why pre-builds are good for the first PC. After that, they can see what they can see the comparison between that and a well put together PC. I have a pre-built CyberPower. This thing struggles to run 120, I'm guessing FPS, on games like Fortnite and lags on games like R6. A part is probably outdated or something, but I don't know. Well, yeah, without knowing the specs and the, you know, the settings you're running it at, like, it could be a normal PC that has this problem that someone pre-built if it was like 10 years old or something. I build my own PCs instead of getting a pre-built. It saves money, which is true. It does usually save money, usually. And you learn when you run into problems, which I found enjoyable at times. Sometimes can be a pain. Yeah, I think it depends. It could be a really big pain depending on the problem. The funny thing is, like, to deal hunt for, let's say, memory, 32 gigabyte, 6000 CL30. Like, it's faster to just try to do a search and see what they have for sale. I might just get the T-Creates, but someone said there was $75 memory. Where's the $75 deal? Is it out of stock? I wouldn't be surprised. Let me look at Newegg. Yeah, see, the thing about I think Amazon is the one website that I hate sorting by price the most. Because, let's see if it can prove my point. Oh, it's actually not that bad. Okay, 81 bucks, silicon power, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I mean, the case that this is going into has no windows, right? Like, the HAF XB, there's no side panel, so it doesn't matter what the internals of the PC looks like. So, something like this would be fine. So 81 bucks. I have a feeling I could get it for a little bit cheaper. And even after this week, it's gonna be like the same price. So I think I'm willing to wait till Friday or Monday on the RAM because yeah, there's nothing right here now. Let's take a look at the 2 terabyte SSDs. 980 Pros, low to high. Okay, this is what I was talking about, why I wouldn't want to always sort from low to high. Because now we have to pick the filters, right? But even then, it's going to usually throw us a decent amount of crap. Oh, we got the SSDs pretty quick, but they're going to be a bunch of random brands. So he's the type of person that would be good with an MP33, I'm thinking. Or an MP33 Pro. Yeah, I mean, technically, Team Group is a very much China brand, or Taiwanese brand, right? But, let's look at the next page. Let me look at the price history of something like this real quick, though, so let's see. Let's look at the vetted chart. So it's about 90-ish bucks right now. So it's been under 100 for a while, since the middle of the year, and that, man, at the end of last year, it actually wasn't too far off. It was still around like the mid 80s, it looks like. So This price isn't too bad, but what is this sale? Down from 109. Okay, let me see what else they have. Under 100 bucks. I like to sort by customer rating. I sometimes do that. For memory and stuff, I usually do that for non-PC related components. Alright, let me make sure. Give me 1 second. Not missing anything. Oh, Shauner did list some builds. PCs listed so far. This looks eerily, not too similar, but because the Montech case in the blue. This was the PC that a Montech Air 100 case that I sold on Jawa. Ryzen 5 1400 RX 590 cheapo case, cheapo build. I'm assuming this is like sub $300. Maybe a little bit more because you put a build fee. And then 6800 XT, 12700 KF, and then a 7600 RX 60, I'm guessing 6800. Nice, they all look clean. Good luck on the sales. Shauner, would you say selling PCs is pretty dang slow right now across all platforms? The PC flipping business. Like, is it at one of the lowest lows that you've seen? I don't know when the other lowest lows would have been, but I feel like just post-pandemic, I would have imagined that everything would be on the downtrend. Yeah, that's different though. Sean says it's been kind of slow. Yeah, kind of took a break, but my one PC I've sold recently took so long to sell. So the LTT thing does not count because LTT Linus Tech Tips has super fans who will definitely pay above market value for things. But also it was for a charity, so there's also the fact that even if you are spending a little bit more money, well, one, you're getting a PC that was hand built by, LTT, which is a cool story and a cool way to support a channel that has provided years of free content to you. And the money, I'm not sure if I think a lot of it went to charity, right? Because a lot of the parts were donated from companies. So that's not the same as like someone in the PC flipping business as like a random, like nobody, right? Not like a big YouTube tech channel trying to sell a PC. Because I think in that situation, selling it is pretty difficult. There's so many people who have, come out and started PC flipping recently. How does the liability work selling on Jawa? Like, how long is the honor? So, you get like 2 to 3 days. I believe it's 48 hours from when it delivers to check to make sure it's okay. Beyond that, it's up to you whether or not you want to give an extended warranty and stuff like that. I feel like unless you're doing this as a professional, like as a business and doing it as full-time, you're probably not going to provide warranty and stuff because otherwise people can take advantage of it and all that stuff. And you're not moving enough volume to make it worth your time to provide that kind of a service. If you're doing it as a one-off thing or selling it as like a not PC flipper, you kind of treat it similar to Facebook or OfferUp, where it's like once you buy it, it's pretty much buy it as is. Like, yeah, if I sold on Jawa, I would not give like a 1-year warranty. Are you kidding me? People can do so many things to mess up their PCs. That's their fault. And they are going to expect you, if you have the warranty, to like, take money out of your own pocket to fix it, their mistake. Like, I'm going to test a PC to the best of my ability. You have time to test the PC within the 48 hours. If it works, then I would say statistically, anything going wrong down the line, especially if you're dealing with used parts, that's kind of part of the game. You're getting a discount on used parts. Something will eventually die down the line sooner rather than, or sooner than a brand new part. So it's all part of it. You take a slight risk buying used components. You could do 30 days is pretty reasonable. But yeah, it's up to you as a seller. But you have to remember, Jawa is competing with OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, where if I sell something to a person, I don't owe them anything once we leave the deal. How do you know someone within 30 days is not going to go home, mess the computer up, and then expect to get their money back? So it just depends case by case, but used is as is, depends selling condition, yeah. T Smooth says, I bought an EVGA 3090 for the Win 3 Ultra off of someone on Facebook Marketplace for $650. Cheapest one I can find besides that is $1,000. Crazy. Or 3090. I don't follow 3090 Ti's that much, but yeah, I don't know how much those are going for. It's kind of those weird things where, like, yeah, because the 3090 Ti, isn't that to say, what is that relative to the let me see 4070 Super. Because you just bought a used 3090 Ti, and I just, let's see. 3090 Ti. So that is around, where the heck is that thing on here? 79XT. So see, we saw the 70, but this isn't an NVIDIA versus AMD thing. We were seeing 79XTs for around $650, brand new. But what's the closest NVIDIA equivalent? It would be the 4080 and 4080 Super. Yeah, those are pretty expensive. Those are like closer to $1,000. Or the 4070 Ti Super, which is $800. So from an NVIDIA standpoint, yeah, you got a pretty good price for the performance. But it's pretty equal to the AMD card that costs the same brand new. I do a 30-day guarantee exchange, not refund, locally, but on Jawa, that would be insane. It would be, because there's just, I don't know. It's hard for me to trust people on the internet, to be honest. I seen video. I just saw this recently this week. Another person. Let me see if I can find it. 1 month ago, I just saw it. It was like, it was like a few days ago. Or was it a 4080? Someone got scammed, the exact same thing. And of course, Reddit is not helping me find it easily. Yeah, there's too many topics. I don't remember what the title was. But yeah, that's why if you're spending any significant amount of money on a graphics card in person, you better test it out, or you better be ready to lose your money. So someone is offering a 4090 to spend the night with them. I saw that. Where was that? Spend the night with me. This can't be serious. Oh, this is just choosing her or a 4090. It's not for one. No, nobody's offering a 4090 to spend that. This is on the Fit Babes subreddit. And also, apparently, some people just repost for the imaginary internet points. What do you guys choose? 4090 or the night with this person? Hard pass, law. That's mean. 4090. Pass, short hair, full Karen mode, stalker girlfriend. 4090, no hesitation. Well, I'm married, so obviously a 4090. If I was single, I think still 4090. Because I'm trying to think. Yeah, like I'm like not that desperate to trade monetary value or the equivalent of it for spending time with a woman. But I guess I shouldn't judge people who do that, I guess. Whatever floats people's boats. You know what you're getting with the 4090. That's a good point. I already have a 4090. I'm choosing the 4090. Well, they said one night, not a whole marriage and spend the rest of your life with the person, so. Alright, Newegg. To be honest, I don't order much from Newegg these days. But they do sometimes have some pretty decent deals. So like this one, 73. This is I think we can find. So these are all 6,000 kits, but CL30. Ooh, these are pretty high latency models. Or where's the? Yeah, if we go to CL30, it's gonna be the same price as Amazon. Whoop, there it is. Yeah, so Newegg. It's $10 difference from CL36. But this, I think this is still a pretty good deal. CL36 isn't like horrible. I doubt my friend would even notice. So I actually might consider this one. Yeah, because this is actually lower than what it normally goes for. I'm just gonna put this on a different tab. Yeah, let's look at the I feel like just so far from what I've looked at, Newegg actually, yeah, with the Black Friday deal tags, the prices have actually been like more seemingly Black Friday deals than over on Amazon. Over on Amazon, yeah, what we've looked at so far doesn't look to be too good. Newegg coming in clutch, redeeming themselves. I personally have never had problems with Newegg. Not to the point that Gamers Nexus did that expose on them. But I'm not going to complain if they're going to be more competitive and have better customer service as a result of it. Newegg is just as fast as Amazon. For me, it's a little bit slower. But just by like a few days, maybe like 2 to 3 days. Yeah, Amazon, because I'm in Seattle, they have like multiple warehouses here. We get stuff quick. Almost any computer component, you could get either same day, same night, or like the next morning or next day. Because it's over that $25 threshold. Yeah, it is so easy to get computer components in Seattle on Amazon, like in 24 hours. But I don't need this in 24 hours, so I can wait. MP, okay. Can I sort by the Black Friday tag? No, I gotta go to the discount. Nope. Current promotion, Newegg deals. Sure, we'll see if that does it. That doesn't. Black Friday. I'll go to the Black Friday page and sort from there. Storage. SSD. Internal. Yep. Okay, now I care about 2 terabytes. Maybe a 4 terabyte if we can find a good enough deal. But King Spec, Chinese brand. King Spec again. Team Group. MP33 is going to be the cheapest one. Silicon power, not too much more. The MSI Spatium, okay. Ah, G50. I've not seen this one before. And let me try to find the cheapest 4 terabyte. It's gonna be close to 200 bucks. 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte King specs for 200. Yeah, these prices look pretty similar to what we've been seeing. Not even more than like a $10 discount. Have you ever bought from a local mom and pop shop or Walmart in a pinch? I bought from Best Buy in a pinch. Mom and pop shops, we don't really have any of those. I mean, we have PC repair shops, and I guess they would sell hardware in there, but I don't think they would have competitive prices. I've never bought PC parts from Walmart, at least in person. I think I might have bought online before, but yeah, in person, I think I bought Best Buy the most in a pinch. Gaming with DC. This is the perfect question. Do you know of any website where I can buy a $500 PC that's pretty decent? Yeah, Jawa.gg. This is basically like buying from, you know, someone on Facebook or OfferUp, except online. So it means that you're likely for $500 gonna buy a system that is used parts, but it is assembled and tested usually by someone in the PC building community. So, you know, very similar to someone who's buying used parts at deals, assembling systems and selling them to make a little bit of a profit. But if you want to spend up to 500 bucks, there's a lot of systems on here that would meet those specs. You kind of have to look for a bit though. Gosh, it's kind of GPU chipset. They're sorting. See, the issue with Jawa, and why when I make a Jawa listing, I don't put stuff that's not useful. I start with the specs. I start with Ryzen 5600, RX 6600, because I can't tell off the bat these listings, which I find kind of annoying. Like, I don't want to have to click on every individual thing. So here, this is a good start. At least you know this system has a Ryzen 1600 and a GTX graphics card in it. But I don't really care for you to describe that this is a RGB fish tank gaming PC here. This is not, to me, this is like a bad listing practices, right? This one starts with the motherboard, which is weird because the motherboard is not... Oh, they're selling a motherboard. Not weird. I'm sorry. I take that back. This isn't a PC build, I don't think. What the heck? Why did it come up under PC builds? It came up under gaming PCs. But this person marked it wrong, so that's on them. But yeah, like esport again, so many. Here we go. This is like the ideal listing. It tells you the two primary components that you care about and the price, all without having to click on it. But for 500 bucks, you're pretty limited. Elijah's Lab, what is he selling? Ryzen 5 1660, Ryzen 2600. Okay. You're gonna be looking for like a Ryzen 3600 system at 500 bucks pre-built. Pure FPS per dollar. Ryzen 3600 RX 580. Okay, I don't know about a $470 PC with the RX 580. Now I don't know if that's pure FPS per dollar. Here, how about this one? An ARC A580. I have a $350 build on there right now. Okay, what is the build? Can I find your... Northern Lights. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. So Northern Lights is in the chat. They say they have a PC for 350 bucks. This one? It's 450. Is there like a discount code? So this is using one of those HP pre-builds, which is, I mean, it works, right? The RTX 3050 doesn't have a ton of, like, it doesn't require a ton of power. But upgrade path-wise, this is kind of, what? So this is an i5 12400. So this is actually a pretty modern one. 320 watt power supply. Interesting. Wait, didn't you say it was 350? Or did you mean to say 3050? Oh, you have a 3050. I'm sorry. I thought you said $350 build. Okay, so chat's opinion on... See, this is... The specs on this for 450 are actually pretty good. Assuming we don't know anything about this being a pre-built with like more, you know, with these internals. i5 12400, 16 gigs of RAM, 350 RTX 3050 for 450. I would say that's very solid. But what are your guys' thoughts on it being in this HP system? And it's got a 1 terabyte NVMe. Yeah, see? Specs-wise, this is very solid. And I don't think we can find someone with something with better specs on Jawa for the same price. PSU seems low. Yeah, wait. Can this take a... Is this a standard width? ATX? It looks like it could fit... And the connectors, I can't see. I'm assuming it's like a normal 24 pin. What kind of PSU? Let me see. Do we have the information on it? Power supply, HP brand, but I mean, as long as you could fit a standard, like, you know, off-the-shelf power supply in it when you do want to upgrade, because the 12400 for this price should last you pretty long. But if you wanted to swap out the PSU and graphics card without it being a hassle, which it looks like. There's no upgrade path on the CPU, but that's fine. The 12400 for $450. That is punching above its weight class already. So, and the 12400 is going to be relevant for a very long time, right? So it's fine. But the 3050 is definitely going to be what becomes limiting. Like, you could pair so many powerful you go up to like a 3080 pretty comfortably on the 12400 if you start to up your resolution and stuff. I'd rather buy a B550 AMD. Yeah, but you're not going to get that on Jawa because people charge a build fee. You could build your own for 500 bucks, B550, because I did that. But that takes a lot of time and effort. If you look for a pre-built under 500, that's just not happening. Because people who are building these systems are looking to make a little bit of money at least. Yeah, so, RX 580 and a $500 build? Yeah, that's... I do not like that. Black Friday sale. What's this one? This gives zero information in the title, which I'm not having good feelings about already. Okay, this one has a GTX 1060 and a Ryzen 5 4500. Yeah, pretty... Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Specs for the price. Gonna need a more powerful PSU, but not bad. Good starting point. The PSU, is it proprietary? I wish we had better pictures of let me see, is there a different angle? What is proprietary about it? It looks like the CPU and say, you know, CPU SATA. This one is not even yeah, I can't see. I'm seeing people make 75 to 150 profit on Jawa, the popular flipping channels. No bueno. How's that no bueno? That's about standard. I mean, how long do you think it takes to source components, put it together, install Windows, and then like stress test it, and then pack it up, take it to the store to like deliver it to whoever sells it? I would think in total maybe like 3 to 4 hours, right? That's pretty fair. If they're like redoing the graphics card thermal paste, cleaning stuff, let's just assume all that, right? For 4 hours worth of work at about 35 to 40 bucks an hour, is that charging too much? Do I sell in Jawa myself? I don't. And I'll explain it in the upcoming video where I do sell in Jawa, why I don't sell in Jawa. But I'm just fortunate to have, you know, when you're the PC guy for your friends and family, you could also easily become the PC guy for your friends and families, etc. It is really easy to network outwards in real life when you have people in your surrounding area that look to you as the PC guy. So, yeah. It says it in the... sorry, I didn't read it. Did it say it pretty... Oh, it's probably because I went to the power supply here. But you list it more in these paragraphs. Disclaimer, this was a floor model. We have... Okay. I was walking around Walmart and saw this HP PC on clearance. I thought, what an excellent chance to give someone a good deal. Okay. It's apparent. Yep. Good story. Fast shipping. Customer focus. Scratches, which is fine. The GPU is 130 watts. Okay, I'm trying to find the part where it says it takes work for the power supply. We do try to go above beyond quality part. Okay, wait. I think I'm either going blind or my reading comprehension skills just went out the door. I guess you could always get an adapter. Do I see any red? Well, I mean, even without the red and green, the cables, I mean, just from the pictures, yeah, it doesn't look like there's enough coming out of the power supply to, you know, given that it is also the CPU cable. Let's see what else. So it's just CPU. I can't even tell. Is this a 3050 with no external power going into it, or is it coming into the side? You see, like, it looks like there might be a cable going into the 3050. It's not. Yeah, I know it's not ketchup and mustard, but you could have. I could have sworn I've seen non-ketchup and mustard, like 24 pins, like just straight up yellow and black before. So that's why I didn't want to use that, especially when we have the person in the chat. But yeah, okay, so no external power, because it looks like they're you guys see in the picture though, right? It looks like from this angle, what is this? It looks like there's a cable going to something around this area, but it might just be to, like, I don't know, USB or audio headers behind it. But yeah, okay. The hard drive cage looks so lonely. I mean, for 450 specs wise, this I would say is a good deal. Who was asking the question whether or not they can find a PC build? I mean, if you have to replace the power supply, even though it does have a proprietary, I'm pretty sure there's an adapter that you could use that would work going from 24 pin to whatever the heck this HP uses. So there's some upgrade path here. Just not much for the CPU side of things, but graphics card and power supply, you could definitely up that. So I'm pretty confident there's not a better $450 build on the platform compared to these specs. And you can swap out the case. I said you can swap out the case. Is Jawa legit? Yeah, Jawa is perfectly legit. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I saw it said proprietary PSU, but just size-wise, in terms of like being able to fit in the case, it looks like the standard like width and everything. But connectors-wise, being proprietary isn't a huge issue too. At the end of the day, with the motherboard or on the power supply, because I'm pretty sure you could find an adapter out there for like less than $10 for sure, maybe $5, maybe even cheaper on AliExpress. So Jawa is like, yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like PC eBay. I saw an RX 6600 build earlier, likely not for under $500 though, but we'll see. I'm just gonna go on the overall website. Oh, what is this? All right, before we look at this, $450 for an RX 6600 XT in the system. What kind of processor do we think is in this? This is looking okay. Let's look at the pictures. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just trying to think of. I'm thinking it's gonna be paired with a pretty either really like a Xeon maybe, or actually I can't really see the details. Yeah, what the heck? It should be a 5600. $1,700. So I'm guessing Xeon or like first or second gen like Ryzen. $450. Holy crap. Okay, let's take a look. 10400. Okay, I'm surprised. I like 10th gens. 10th gen across the board. i3s, i5s, i7s. Wow. Okay. 16 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive maybe? What the heck? Let me see. 2 terabyte hard drive for storage and a 500 gig SSD. Wow. How is this still available? 450. I mean, I would say the pictures aren't the best on the listing, but the specs. So I take that back when I said I don't think you would find a better spec build. Which, it's like, yeah, the 12400 is better than the 10400, but the 6600 XT is better than the 3050, plus this being in a build that is more, let's just say, like part swappable friendly, right? I'm surprised to find this. Wow. This is a new seller. One thing for sale, no previous sales. I mean, between these two, right? What would you guys buy? Or what would you recommend to a friend or family to buy? I mean, I would go for this one for sure. Yeah, just because as much as the 12400 is like, you know, more modern and this one did come with the 1 TB SSD, I just think overall this build has more longevity and the better graphics cards is going to give it better benchmarking numbers. But I would say once this one sells out, this one will quickly become a very good viable option. But they're both good PCs for their price. This one just happens to be a little bit better. But yeah, seems sketchy to me, too good to be true. Well, the good thing is that Jawa will take care of you if you get scammed. Yeah. So, what? Oh, geez, it's already 7:30. I really wanted to actually do a Black Friday on the day of Black Friday stream, and we talked about that last week and the week before, but I can't. So that's why I had to keep the stream on the normal schedule today. But I'm gonna end the stream in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Man, just the deals. Unless you're looking for a monitor, the deals were pretty sparse today. Like normally when you open up to the front pages of Amazon, Newegg, and all that stuff, there's a lot more like popping up at you. But we went through multiple pages across Slick Deals, Build a PC Sales, Newegg, and monitors. Everyone's trying to sell monitors and give good deals on monitors, but I feel like that is that is a slower moving market, I feel. My guess is someone is trying to sell their old build and they upgrade or selling their old system. Yeah, I actually talk about that in my upcoming video where on Jawa, you could list the system as like a PC flipper where you're looking to profit, or the way that I did it, I approached it like a person who just upgraded their build, and they don't look at it like, oh, I spent time and effort building this PC so I can make a profit. It's more like, oh, I got 3 to 4 years of use out of this PC. I'm just looking to get some of my money back to help pay for this build that I just built. So yeah, I think on my Jawa listing, I'll show you my listing actually. I guess you guys now, since the video is coming up and I'm not going to reveal the results, what's it called? This was the build that I sold on Jawa. So it was a Ryzen 5 5600, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gig SSD, RX 6600. Pretty much like the parts, all these parts came out within the last 2 to 3 years. But I sold it for 560. But I mean, this build gives it, not this one, the other one that I closed out of, gives it a run for its money because it has the same storage, same RAM, better graphics card, slightly worse processor, but it was $100 cheaper. So yeah, but I don't think their pictures did them any favors. I made sure to take decently nice pictures. This was all on my phone, but you know. Jason. That's why they only have that one thing for sale. Yep. Same with me on this profile. Well, I was doing it for a video, but I only had one thing for sale, no ratings, and it's sold, so. But alright, let's chill out for a bit. What are people's Thanksgiving plans? Who celebrates Thanksgiving? I know not everybody's in the US, so. Danny, thoughts on the NZXT H1? Brand new with AIO and PSU for 120. Are you ready to buy? Well, I guess you have one of the premium parts, right? Because the power supply. So NZXT H1 is the vertical. I like vertical tower cases. This is also the case that had the shorting issue, so just make sure the one that you're getting either has the kit or is one that was made after the time where I forgot which screw it was that was causing the fires, right? But if it comes with the power supply, which means what power supply do these use? These are SFX, right? Yeah, I think these use SFX power supplies and the AIO. SFX power supplies by themselves can easily run up to $100. And NZXT power supplies are pretty solid. And an AIO, I'm not really a fan of 120 AIOs, but in this use case, it kind of makes sense because it's either that or a low profile cooler. And low profile coolers are, it's harder to find them in like the cheap $20-ish range. Usually they're a little bit more expensive, like 40 or 50 bucks. So if you're just assuming those values for that I feel like, and then you get a case out of it. If you're going in and doing a ITX build, the motherboard's gonna be the other expensive part, and everything else you can fit decent sized GPUs in here. So yeah, if you're okay with paying the ITX motherboard tax, then 120 for all of this, I think is a pretty good price. And you said it was new? Yeah, brand new. Yeah. I'd say it's worth it. Just I don't know. Some people might not want an ITX build though, is the only thing. So just consider, have you built an ITX system before? Like in the tight space and stuff like that? Northern Lights Custom PC and Surface says, thanks for checking out the listing, $5. Well, I want to say thank you for posting fairly priced PC builds, because as much like Jawa, I think is a great platform. It is very nice to have an eBay specifically for gamers and PC gamers, but I feel like some people on there are not the most competitive with pricing. Some people on there are actually the opposite. Some people post things that are like, I could get it from eBay for cheaper. I feel like, given eBay's scope and size and the fact that they take around the same fees, people shouldn't be listing things for more expensive than eBay, because eBay is like, eBay gets even way more eyeballs than Jawa, so they have the commanding presence to be able to charge the most. So I like to use that as like the benchmark. Like if something is more expensive than eBay on Jawa, then I kind of side-eye look at it. Now, the good thing is that there's not much competition with regards to PC builds, right? There's not a ton of people who build custom PCs and sell on eBay compared to Jawa, I would say. And there's the reputation part of it where Jawa exceeds in, where they vet sellers, the rating system and stuff is not diluted. But for individual components like a graphics card, if a graphics card is being sold for more on Jawa than eBay, I think there's something wrong there. Is a Gigabyte A320 motherboard any good? I was just given one for free. Yeah, it's fine. Just you could put like a AliExpress 5600 for 80 bucks in there or something like that, and it works just fine. You don't have to overclock. The base performance of the chips that you can put into an A320, especially since it was a free motherboard, a lot of people don't even overclock anyways. Like, so yeah, I think it's fine. I wouldn't say don't expect the VRM to last. If you threw a 5600 in and didn't try to like mess with, trying to, I don't even know if there's any cases of people being able to overclock on A320 boards, but I feel like Tech Yes City might be able to find a way to do that. But regardless, if you run like a Ryzen 5 chip stock on the A320, I don't think I would expect the VRMs to just burn out prematurely. People pay more though on Jawa. My 1070 went for 99, whereas you can get it much cheaper on eBay. But they were willing to pay a bit more to get it from a reputable seller. That you make a good point, and I made that point for the PC builds because with PC builds it's a lot more intricate, right? And there's a lot more points of failures. But for individual hardware like CPU and graphics cards, I mean, I would say like Jawa and eBay, I would rank them pretty equally. I would definitely rank Jawa for pre-built PCs higher than eBay for sure. And this thing zoomed in on me again. But when it comes to like just like a one-off processor, a one-off graphics card and stuff, I would not personally pay more just because the platform was Jawa. Because eBay also has return policies and stuff that eBay has a more flexible, buyer-friendly return policy than Jawa. Because Jawa, you only have to guarantee, 48 hours. eBay, you buy a graphics card with buyer protection, and then it was like 6 months. I don't have to make use of the eBay return policy much, but for sure it's at least 30 days, but when they were linked with PayPal, it was like 6 months, wasn't it? Jawa can have the condition, yeah, I mean part condition could also be a thing too, but you could also have good condition parts on eBay, so. Yeah, that's a good point for sure. A320, first thing you do is slap in a compatible CPU, update it to the latest BIOS. Which A320 was that again that they said? They just put Gigabyte A320, so it could be any board. But most boards should be able to update to run Ryzen 5000 series chips. Yeah, good point. Feel like they should make BIOS flashback standard. I agree. Yeah. Because most people aren't, PC builders with lots of parts on hand to be able to, if they get something that does need a BIOS flashing, to be able to throw in a chip to do so. Did you buy that from the official Jawa store, Northern Lights? Or did you buy it from another seller on there? I found that the official Jawa store has been giving crazy good deals on graphics cards as of late, but some of the private sellers on there, not associated, have some listings that are questionable. Like, we can take a quick look, right? Like, like a 20, like, let's just look at this page. I don't need to click on them. 3080 used for $700. 3080 used even, well, that's a Founders Edition, so that's a different story. The 4090 for 1850 is actually okay because those are stupid expensive anyways. So this is good too. 2070 Super for 250 is a bit on the pricier side. Yeah, so the official Jawa store, 3060 for 200, pretty good. What else? Cause yeah, Jawa store, their GPU prices are like freaking good. Like, look at all these. 1660 Super for 85. Yep, good. It's just some of these other... these 1080s not that bad. Yeah, some of these... I think 330 is a bit overpriced for a 3070, but... I haven't checked eBay recently. Like a 1070 for 150... Ooh, that's a little pricey. But this isn't a vetted seller, so... If you stick to vetted sellers, you're more likely to get like a decent deal. $4070 Ti for 600. That's pretty good. It's not a Ti Super, right? Yeah, it's just a T. What? Okay, yep. Yeah, like a GTX 1080 for 150. I think that's a little bit on the pricier side. which one is this? 1080 Ti for 175. I mean, I understand EVGA. Yeah, EVGA is not making GPUs anymore, so prices could be higher on that. But for something like this, that's not an EVGA GPU with a custom backplate. Oh, interesting. They have one of these on there. Okay. GG Custom PC always has good deals on 4000 series GPUs for some reason. Wonder where he gets them. Has solid parts. I buy from them all the time. Yeah. GG Custom PCs. Let's take a look what they have. Oh, yep. That was where that one was from. Yeah, this is 13600 KF for 140. Pretty fair price. 2 terabyte. NV2. Should I buy this one for my buddy? Because every other one, I know there's a budget drive, but every other drive was like closer to 120, 130. Nah, he wanted all new parts. I have to go all new parts. I can't. I cannot. Yeah, pretty solid pricing on everything here. Just tell him it's new, because that's a dick move. If he specifically asked for all new parts, and he is my actual real life friend, I mean, I could save him the money, but no, I mean, I'm just respecting his wishes. Similar to why I'm getting him the 4070 Super, and not pushing extra hard for him to get AMD. Because I don't want down the line, if this thing dies, and this thing is out of warranty, right? If I buy him a new part, I can tell him, fill out the RMA, get the warranty for whatever drive you get. This thing, I mean, even if it is within the warranty date, I don't have the original invoice. I don't have the original name on the invoice, etc. So yeah, I don't want to, even though it's such a low chance of it happening, I don't want to be put in a position where he finds out, oh, you did not get me a new thing, which like I asked. So yeah. Yeah, 4070 Super, that $600 price point, to me it's still a little bit expensive, but if you're comparing it to like the $800, $1,000 options from Nvidia, and then the 4070 non-Super didn't even go that much far down in price. 4070 Super, you know, it's kind of like the only clear choice. Yeah, I agree. Oh, the Kingston is sold? Wait, what do you mean? Kingston is sold, but yeah, it's used? It's not sold, is it? It's still here. Unless you're talking about something else. After the refresh. It has a lot of eyes on it. Do you charge to look at people's builds? No, I don't charge. I do it for free on stream, like all the time, actually. But we're about to end the stream, though. You can send the build in the Discord server. So you go to the Discord server, and if I can't look at it, someone else can. But parts and build advice, so if you go into this part of the Discord server, you put your PC part picker link and any questions that you might have about it, we could, you know, all chime in as we see it, so. What are some cool stuff to have on your setup? You mean like your desk setup? Geez, I don't even know. Because all the stuff that I have on my desk setup is because for content creating reasons. Otherwise, if we remove the content creating stuff, my desk is pretty boring. as I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. I can show you my desk. Let me make sure there's no personal information on it. It's very messy right now. But we can take a look at my desk, and you can be the judge of it. Let's see if this is going to turn on. Oh, it's because we need to... well, see, my desk isn't clean. Oh, you're saying a clean desk means you don't use it. Yeah, my desk is messy. It is very messy. Let me see if I can get on. Okay. It is actually extra messy now, and it's got snacks on it more than anything. If anything, you should have more snacks on your desk. Okay. Yep. Okay. Or, you know, just don't work. Yeah, it doesn't want to work for some reason. Wow, okay. I guess I can't show you. Because all my information is correct and it is not coming through. Oh, there it is. Wait up, wait up. Why did it all of a sudden work now? Okay. Desk setup. So I do have a lot of stuff on my desk, but I don't think the typical person would need it, right? Like, and this isn't even part of my setup. It's just because I was doing stuff. Like, in terms of the setup itself, this, like, USB hub is very useful. An external, this is a 14 terabyte Western Digital external drive. This is my wireless mic setup. Like, mic arm, I don't think a lot of people need a lot of the production side of things. So my desk, other than that, here, your desk setup, you want a cool thing for your desk setup? This right here. This monitor, and I can even put this window down here. Right? So just having a monitor below your main monitor, like main monitor, just having one below here to throw extra stuff to. Like, I use it to control like for my streams, but just like you want a media player or just have background video running, I like the lower monitor. And these things on Black Friday, you could probably get one of these portable monitors for like 50 bucks. They normally go for like 80 to 100, but in terms of like having something actually be useful in your setup, not just like a cool ornament or something, like this is such a game changer in my opinion. And I feel like a lot of people don't have something like this below. I kind of went overkill because I also have something above, but even with that one, if that one was not up there, the below one is huge. But yeah, there's that, the USB, the hub, and then the like external storage stuff. Like that's all I have. And then a bunch of junk food, and whatever I'm working on. So, see, JG Wright has your tablet below, which is like a similar thing, right? A tablet and these things are about roughly the same size. I gotta know how you connected your stream to your phone so fast. It's called a Droid Cam. I'll type it out in here. But there's plenty of tutorials online. You gotta get the app, and then you gotta get the thing for OBS, and then you can use it as like a wireless camera, which is pretty nice. But what flavor corn nuts? We can zoom in. This is my favorite flavor of corn nuts, chili picante. Chili picante, which is it's not even spicy. It just tastes good. What is Windows 10? Haven't used it in months. It keeps on telling me to go to Windows 11. I'll have knobs, yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of different apps and stuff that you can use your phones as like security cameras or you know, wireless cameras and stuff like that. But I have Wise cams. It's much cheaper than an old phone even. So, and it has a nice app interface. Wise cams are like 20 to 30 bucks, and you can have groups of them and all be controlled very easily on your phone alongside other things. So, I never looked into using an old phone as like a security camera. Okay, so King Edzor, I'm guessing you're Kamsu. So yeah, I'll look at that. We have one more year of Windows 10. You're gonna hold? Okay. Yeah, just whenever I do my next semi-major build upgrade, I'll probably just start over on my SSD. I'll back everything up and then just do a fresh wipe, get a fresh clean Windows 11 because I don't like doing that upgrade thing. Yeah, I'm due for my my every 2-year reformat anyways. So I think I'm going on 3 years when we last checked. Diamond Hands Windows 10. But all right, I gotta get going. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Have a good Black Friday and Cyber Monday. If you guys buy stuff, be ready to come with your hands raised next week to share what you bought. This is just like classes in session. And I will also let you guys know what I end up buying. And I might be posting it on the Discord server too. Like, you guys, feel free, if you guys find good deals and stuff and you want to share it with people, you can post it in the general chat of the Discord channel. Like, the Discord channel has little enough movement where if you guys posted it on here, I'm not going to get mad at you guys, right? There is no official... The deals channel is only for me to post, so I could repost some of you guys' stuff over here. But yeah, feel free to share what you guys buy or if you find good stuff that could help people out. But yeah, you guys have a good weekend and a good holiday coming up. And I will see you all same time next week, as well as in the comments of the video that should be coming up this weekend. So take care. Thanks for the fun stream as always, guys. Bye-bye.